name's Kevon Owen. This is Jack Smith. And you know, one thing that we see a lot are parents that want to be good parents. And for starters, when you start asking that question, I would like to begin, if you're asking that question, that's a good indicator that you care enough to try to change. Jack, what makes a good parent? How do you encourage people who may be struggling with that question?
How much time do we have? Oh man, it's hard to say. You know, I heard somebody say one time that a good parent is a parent that puts the kids' interests first, and a bad parent is a parent that puts their interests first. And I like that. I mean, this could be summed up in so many different ways, and I know it's a pretty general idea. But if I'm looking out for my kid and what he wants to do in life, and I'm trying to support him and facilitate his needs, then I'm doing it right. If I'm sitting here trying to tell him what he's going to wear, what he's going to do with his life, what sports he's going to play, what instruments he's going to, like, I see parents doing this, and I guess it's somewhat vicariously living through your children, but I would, it doesn't matter how much you love them or provide for them, I wouldn't call that a good parent.
Yeah, another encouragement, another challenge, another thing to, as you're looking to be the best parent you can be, your kid will retain very little of what you say, but they're paying attention to every bit of what you do.
Yeah.
How do you handle frustration? How do you talk to people? How do you encourage? How do you validate? As a good parent, be a good model.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be a model. That's for sure. Role model is very important, and your kid's going to spend a lot of time around you. He's going to spend time around his friends. He's going to have teachers in his life, but those teachers change every year. His friends change from time to time. You're always going to be his parent. He's always going to look to you. This is how I'm supposed to act. If he's looking at his mom and dad interacting, this is how marriage is supposed to be. Everything is what it's supposed to be. That's what he's thinking when he or she looks at his parents. Yeah.
We carry on the patterns that we had taught for us, even if they were non-verbally taught, and so as you pay attention to that, that will help. To you as a parent, I would say if you measure up and you're not there, the good thing is we're not done becoming who we're going to be. I know a God who is still in the process of helping us to grow and to change and to be more. I know that when people stubbornly decide to change, and there's not a lot that can be done to change that. So if you are ready, if you want to be a better parent, a better communicator, a better whatever it is that you feel like your parenting relationship needs, it's not too late to start.
Yeah, I think that if you look at it as these are God's children first, it's a lot easier to then look at it from their point of view. If we look at them as our children, it's almost like a possessive kind of love, and we're trying to create their life for them. But we're just stewards of these kids. These are God's kids, and He trusted us to raise them right. So as a good parent, one thing that I like to think about is what would God want for them. I have pretty hardcore restrictions on my kids for what they watch and what they listen to, and social media stuff, and just being online, period. And they get mad at me sometimes because they think I go overboard, but I'm looking at this from God's perspective, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. And if they want to get mad at me, that's fine, because I'm not trying to be their friend right now. I'm still trying to be their parent.
And if you take what Jack said and you apply it, and I think you should, be aware that blaming something on God that doesn't line up with His Word is, well, that's not it. And if you're putting restrictions on what is good or bad for your life that you're not following yourself, well, you remember what I said about modeling? It still applies.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wondering, if you want to be, keep that journey, keep growing, keep striving to be the best parent that you can be. I bet the odds are you're probably doing better than it feels.